you think that they do that type of behavior?
They weren't expecting it, and they were just kind of startled. And I think that's how we all were.
There's a hole there with the stick still in it. And, the end of the stick's all dirty from digging the hole.
They have taught me. This is what my experiences have been. I don't get my information because I read it in a book or I saw it online. This is my life.
I think there's various reasons for that. I believe that, those are the raw materials they have.
Happy Tuesday evening, everyone, and welcome to the Nana Boss Continuum. Tonight we have an amazing guest. Before I bring up Jane, I just want to thank you guys for being here tonight. I know I haven't had a show in a couple weeks. I'm a little out of practice, even though it's only been a couple weeks. But thank you guys for all being here. And I just want to give like a huge shout out to everybody that I got to meet and hang out with this past weekend at the Great Florida Bigfoot Conference up in Ocala. It was so much fun. I just wish every one of you were there because it was just this amazing weekend of like fellowship and just fun and just hanging out. And a special thanks to Stevie B and Mr. Mogs over at Mogi on Monster for feeding us and giving us drinks because the line for the concession was absolutely crazy, crazy long, and they literally tailgated and made us food. I mean, I can't thank them enough. They really, really helped us out. I mean, it was like it was I couldn't even believe it when he was like, "Yeah, we got food." I'm like, "All right, I'm there." So we had a really good time, and thanks to everybody for hanging out, having fun with us, and all the photos, and just it was a great time. And I'm gonna kind of hopefully with Matt, maybe we'll get together and we'll do maybe a little show. Um, you know, just to kind of recap everything that happened this past weekend and give you guys the deets on some of the fun things that we did. So, without further ado, please let's give a warm welcome to my friend Chi-Rho Sounds, Jane.
Hi.
Real name
Hi,
is
Marty.
Jane.
Yep, my real name is Jane. Yeah, they're slowly starting to know my name and my husband's name. And
Yes. Thank you so much for being here because and you and I have I don't even know how long ago has it been since I drove you crazy about coming to my show, about being on the show and to talk
just
about singing bowls, right? Like
about
3 months?
about
3
three
months?
months. Yeah. And I
Yeah.
had to postpone it for a while. I had situations
Yeah.
going on. I said, I can't yet. Give me a few weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you let me know when you're ready. You let me know. And
Yep.
'cause I was like, I want you on my show because I really feel like, you know, singing bowls have always been this kind of thing where everybody thinks like, oh, well, singing bowls are like, that's for Buddhists. And
Mm-hmm.
why would those
Mm-hmm.
be, you know what I mean? But one of the things that I love about them when because I have a singing bowl and I don't play it very well. I'm learning now. Um, but when I listen to like, I put on like meditation with the Tibetan singing bowls.
Yeah, I do too.
I that and Native American drumming for
Mm-hmm.
me, holy cow, it can really, really bring your meditation to a completely different experience
Yeah, I
in a good
agree.
way, in a
Mm-hmm.
very good way. So I thought, man, when I found out you do that, I was like, oh, yes. I was like, yeah, I gotta have her on the show.
Well,
So
I have,
how did you get started using them?
well, it actually started several years ago. well, it's been many years. I followed James Gilliland on Isetti Ranch, that's out in Washington, Oregon area. And I
Okay.
followed him for over 10 years or so, and I loved his UFO videos. So it was about 6 years ago. I'm going through some of his current UFO videos that they're catching out there at the ranch. I came across this video. It said, he's got this rock circle, and I think it's Pleiadian. It's like an Indian medicine wheel rock circle, and it's huge. I mean, this thing is huge. Well,
We
it
have to
said
talk about the
singing bowls.
medicine wheel then
Yeah,
before you leave tonight.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
go
The book.
ahead.
Oh, yes, the book. I almost brought that book down too. Dang it, I should have. But anyway, it said singing bowls inside the medicine rock circle, and I went, singing bowls. I've been a musician my whole life, so I watched it, and it's with Jimmy Church. If anyone knows Jimmy Church, he was in there, and these girls were doing singing bowls, and they were doing the meditation thing. Jimmy zoned out, and he went somewhere like another dimension or something. And when they got done, he did kind of look dazed, and they said, "You okay?" And for about a minute, he didn't reckon, he was lost. He was
Wow.
fuzzy. And so I went, they still didn't show the singing bowl. So I right away Google, or I went to YouTube, and I saw these videos of people placing them on people's bodies and
Mhm.
making them sing, and warm water in them to shoot the heat in the body. They're all around the whole body, head to toe. And I went, that was my calling. I just went, oh my God, I want to
You
do that. I
knew.
want to do that. And so I'm going around. I live in nowhere's land. It's, you got to drive a half an hour, 45 minutes to get to a large city.
Mhm.
Where do you find singing bowls? I didn't know. So I
Right.
finally found this rock shop, about 45 minutes away. And I actually called and I said, do you have singing bowls available? And he went, yeah, I've got a few. And I said, when do you close? And he told me, and I said, I'm leaving right now. And I went there and bought my first two itty bitty little singing bowls. And they're still not cheap.
Yeah.
These little
No,
ones
they're
are,
not.
so yeah, and so I come home, and, hopefully my husband's not too mad. Yeah, I spent some money today. And so then I got a third one and found a couple more places in the area. Then I started finding them actually on Amazon. And so then I started buying these chakra sets, and you come like, the 5 inch all the way up to these, I think they're almost about 11-inch bowls.
Mhm.
Well, back in 2018 is when I bought them. They were $350 for the set. I looked this afternoon, they're over $600 for that exact same set. They have
Wow.
doubled in price. I'm so glad.
Wow.
I ended up getting like 5 of those sets back then. So then I started, asking friends to come over and doing them on the body. And Garrow was my guinea pig for a while. And so I just started collecting more and more of these sets. And then I started going out to the shops in the area and starting to get clients. And that's when I got into selling crystals and all that kind of stuff. I was selling singing bowls and
Mhm.
crystals. And then something happened to that shop, which is another whole story and a new show. That'd be a different show. I ended up, me and all the other vendors, something happened and we all grabbed all of her stuff at the same time, took everything
Mhm.
out. Her left her
Wow.
place empty. So I got stuck with all these extra singing bowls. So they're part of my inventory now. And instead of selling online, I just kept all these crystals. It's not like we've got tons of money. It's just I'm stuck with my inventory.
Yeah.
So I turned in the basement into a crystal recording studio. And then I started collecting more instruments and more instruments. And then 2020 hit, and all the
And
clients and
then
everything. I'm not going to
yeah.
drive 35, 40 minutes. And it was just a mess. They could come here. I had a few people come here for a while, and then I just gave it up. So I'm not a vibrational sound therapist anymore. I was healing sinus headaches, the ringing in the ears. I mean, you put the bowl on top of your head and
Yes,
bang
I
it,
saw
and it
that.
would shoot down into your neck. I had a high school girl. She was a senior in high school that had plantar fasciitis so bad that she could barely walk. So I had her on her stomach. This when we went to that shop that I was selling stuff,
Mhm.
and I'd have her lay on her stomach with her feet up, and I'd place that big giant bowl on her feet. She'd feel it shooting down all the way down to her knees. She could walk for about 5 days without pain. She was able to get up and oh, 10,
Wow.
15 minutes. That's it, about 10, 15 minutes of that. She got up right away.
So now
And so
how do
on
you
a weekly
know
basis, we were doing that on a weekly basis for her for a while. And then we just kind of lost touch.
so how do you how do you know what frequency or like what bowl or vibration is going to heal specific parts of the body, or is it just kind of like a general thing, or you have to
Yeah,
experiment a little?
I don't go by hertz. All of these are 7 metal, hand hammered Tibetan singing bowls. Now, I do have some that are manufactured, and I'll talk about that here in a few minutes and compare the
Mhm.
difference. Um, I mainly went by the shape of the person's body on I can use this giant bowl on somebody's lower back area and it sings great. You do that same bowl on someone else and they're shaped differently, it won't sing. It don't fit right. So I got to get another size,
Okay.
put that on, and find something that actually will balance. And I went by that. So after that, I got into the hertz. Every single one of these are different hertz.
Mhm.
And so I think the manufacturer ones, you could probably get some that are specifically right in tune of that hertz. And there is healing effects of hertz. Now, so that's when I got in. If people can't afford singing bowls, the best, cheapest way is go on Amazon and get tuning forks.
Tuning forks.
Yes,
So it's basically the same
they're
effect.
cheap. They are so cheap, and I only have 2 of them. You don't have to get the set of 6 or 8. You can just get individual ones. They're like 15, 20,
Mhm.
$30, and I always get the 432 and the 528, and I
Hang on,
have
I gotta
both.
write that
Yeah,
down.
yeah, yeah,
I forgot my
432.
notepad. Hold on. I gotta write this down so I don't forget later.
These are the most healing hurts that I've come across with all the videos I've watched, all the studying that I've gotten into. There is a
432?
432 and
Huh?
528,
Okay.
and they're very cheap and reasonable. And there is, therapists that just use tuning forks on people's bodies, and that I do that. The 528, I'll read over my little cheat sheet notes. The 528 will repair DNA. It's also known to shatter cancer, believe it or
Wow.
not. Yes. And so I have seen a lot of articles that hertz can shatter, and singing bowls too, that of the shaking and the vibration breaks down the cancer. And it activates and strengthens our natural self healing. It restores DNA to its original state. That's the 528 hertz. The 432 is interesting. If you do a study, most of our music is 440. It's the wrong hertz for us, and they knew it.
Huh.
Church
Really?
music on the radio, it's at 440. You tune that down just a little bit to 432, it does something to your body more so than that 440 that you normally hear in music.
Wow.
And
How
so
interesting.
and so that heightens your perception, it increases mental clarity, it unlocks your intuitions. And they didn't want that, so that's why they upped a lot of the music to 440.
Huh.
It reduces anxiety, it lowers the heart rate, and it lowers the blood pressure, and it fills you with peace and well-being, and it helps you release negative energy. So these things are cheap. So like I said, little singing bowls are expensive.
They are, they are. They're not
And
cheap.
so yeah, these things are real reasonable, and just can you hear that?
Yeah.
So do one by itself and you wave it around you, or if you have a sore elbow, put it on your elbow. I've heard
So
it helps mental.
do you put the fork part on, like,
If
on your
Yeah, if you
elbow?
ail, just like if, I'm an older woman, I don't have this problem anymore, but
Mhm.
if you have severe menstrual cramps, hit this, put it down there on your cramps and let that vibration shoot in. It actually does help. And so I like them together. There's something about them together.
That's insane.
And so, yeah, I know there's professionals and they put it on your knee, they put it on your back, your shoulder, and they're shooting
Yeah.
in. And all you have to do is hold it. That hurts is going into your body just by
By just
holding it.
holding it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can watch TV and just hit it and just play with it. I've experienced these outside in the backyard with my outside activity. I'm not sure if this is bringing it in, but it could be.
Could
So
be.
I experimented with a little bit more Let me see if I can get one off. These are a little more expensive, but they're pipes. They're tuning pipes. I have a 432 and I have a 528. You can get these on Amazon, but it takes a couple weeks to get here. So it's not like, oh, I can get it in 2 days.
Yeah.
No, these pipes actually do take longer, and they're a little more expensive. I think I paid maybe around $40 for them. So I have them outside in the summertime, like wind chimes, and I'm hitting them and banging them, and
Oh,
you know,
nice.
and so yeah. Now
So
with
have
singing bowls, they come in all sizes. This is my smallest. It's a little 2-inch, itty bitty, teeny tiny little singing bowl.
my
Isn't that cute?
gosh. Yes.
And so I have 4 of these. And when I did therapy, I'd have some of these little ones up around their head. So they're laying on the mat, just mesmerizing out and hearing these teeny tiny little sounds. They do come. This is actually brass. Now these are manufactured, and if you want to know, they usually you can see the little dot on the bottom. See that little dot?
Uh-huh.
You'll know that is manufactured. This is not a hand hammered, but this is brass. You want one easy to sing? Get one of these. It does have that. Can you see the Buddha symbol or whatever
Yeah.
that is down the bottom? These, if you see these in the store, just listen. Very easy to sing. Very easy to sing.
That's so relaxing.
And
Gary
then
Gary Spikes Gary Spikes has a question. He just wants to know what were the numbers of the tuning forks? And it
528 and
528
432.
and
Yeah.
432.
And if you look on
528.
YouTube, you look up 432 hertz music, especially this Tesla 369, those numbers. If you look up Tesla 369 music on YouTube, it's pretty much 432 hertz. Guitar players are tuning their guitar down to 432. So a lot more people are starting to figure out the 432, and just Google it on just the healing benefits of these 2 hertz.
I'm definitely gonna get some of those, and I'm definitely doing that,
And
Jane. I'm telling you.
these are real popular that you'll see these in stores.
Yeah, I
And
have one that's similar
mhm,
to that. It's a little
and they're
smaller,
yep,
but yes, that's
yes,
kind of like the one
yeah.
I have. Yeah.
I have a bunch of small ones also. And they come in different colors of black, blue, green, red. These also easily sing. I hope it's not too much for the mic.
No, really nice.
So yes, once again,
You're gonna get me
they're
so relaxed, I'm gonna fall asleep on camera, and everybody's gonna be rushing to Amazon to get singing
yeah,
bowls.
yeah. You can buy these on Amazon now. They're probably cheaper on Amazon. Well, maybe not now since everything's going up.
Yeah,
These are about $60 in a metaphysical shop. So
yeah.
if you find a metaphysical shop with tarot cards and tapestries and
So
crystals
how
and gemstones, you'll pretty much will find singing bowls.
so how do we know though that because like, there is a difference between manufactured and
Mhm.
the ones that are actually hammered by
Yep.
hand, and so how do we what's the difference, and how do we know which ones are which?
Okay. They're from Nepal, Tibetan area.
Mhm.
They are 7 metal, and the 7 metals are on my cheat sheet over here. They are made out of gold, tin, silver, iron, mercury, lead, and copper. And there is YouTubes out there, the one that I sent you about the little
Yep.
Nepal guy. Well,
Yes.
he explains in that video that it starts out in this teeny tiny little blob, and they heat it in super hot temperatures, and they bang it and beat it millions and millions of times. And you can see hopefully you can see that there's notches, and you can see these are
Right.
actually hand hammered, and they're beat
Mhm.
up, and some of them are ugly, and they are on, all different keys and notes. And just like I said, I can get an app and find out the hertz on them. Now the manufactured ones, when I would hit it, it will go away faster. You will notice the
And that must
sound
be
and the
why
resonance
my
goes away.
'cause
Okay?
see, the one that I have, that's what happens to me. I'm like, "Okay, I must be doing something wrong," because it's like it doesn't stay. It's like it just
Hmm.
it's gone in an instant. I'm like, "Well, I'm doing something wrong."
Then I would, look how beat up this thing. They're not pretty. I mean, they
Yeah.
look. I mean, they're all beat up. But now listen to how long this thing keeps resonating. And I barely get this. And it
That
goes and it goes and it goes. I
huge
had one
difference.
that lasted over a minute. I timed it one time, and it's still going. I can still hear it.
Wow.
And it goes and it goes. That's the difference. I like some of the manufactured ones if you can't afford it.
Mm,
But when it comes to actually therapy, when I had them on the body or on the back, it resonates. You can just hear it and
right.
feel the vibration. So
Wow.
these are my babies back here. Let me get this baby out without tipping my chair back. This is around 11 inches. This
Wow.
thing is, they're heavy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a young lady. I have, you need like 12 of them. I'm loading them up, carrying them up the basement stairs, load them in my van, drive half an hour, 45 minutes, unload, set up, do therapy on the person, and then you
Yeah.
got to repeat, come home. I need therapy when I come home. I am so, these things are so heavy, especially when I need several of these large ones when I actually was doing
Mhm.
the vibrational therapy.
Right. Right.
Every single client would say, oh my gosh, I have never felt like this with a chiropractor or a professional massage therapist. They
Yeah.
start floating. They can't
Well,
describe the
I
feeling that
guess
they get afterwards.
yeah, because one of the videos that you sent me, and I can't remember which one, because I think you sent me like 3 or 4 different ones. So
Hmm.
there's one of the videos is the guy that's in I think the guy in Nepal, and he's
Yes,
talking and he's explaining how and why they work so well for us because our our body is made up of so much, water
energy.
content
Hmm.
and energy. And
Hmm.
so when you have that resonating on your body, feeling
Yes,
it, it just literally like you feel it through. And he even showed like he put water in the
yes, the
bowl
water. The
and then
water.
he tapped the he
Mhm.
tapped it, and then you see the water inside the
Yeah.
bowl just literally like spikes of water. Just it looked like waves. Like I was like, "Wow."
I've done it. I've got a video on my channel. If you go down, I've done the water thing, and I put it was some kind of a flower,
Mhm.
spring flower that I put in there so you can see everything. Yes, it shoots up like fountains.
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, with this thing
Mhm.
being heavy, I'm going to hit it, but then I'm going to sing it, and you will be able. I'll go back just a little so it don't vibrate
You're
the.
good.
Now that's just hitting it. Oops, slow down. How well is that coming through?
Good.
And then my hand's just vibrating. All this is shooting
Yep,
inside. And well, listen, can you hear the bzz, bzz? That's when I'm trying to stop it with my fingernail. You can just hear the bzz, bzz.
yep.
So all this is shooting inside the backs, the hips, the shoulders. Um, Funny story. One of my classmates was one of my customers. She texted me the next day and she went, "You're not going to believe this, and I'm embarrassed to say this, but I had the best poop I've ever had in my life." And I went, "Really?" She said, "Yeah." She said, "You have to been vibrating and, shaking everything." And she said, "Oh my gosh." And I went, "Well, good. I was a massage therapist. I didn't realize I could help somebody with that area." But
You're like, "I gotta
then
put that on my
yeah,
business card."
But then I had another client that she had very severe menstrual cramps. And that day she was in pain, and I could
I
tell
know
she was
you.
having female issues also. She wanted to have a second child, and it was just a bad situation. I said, just lay down. I said, let me put these large bowls on your lower abdomen. And within a few minutes, those cramps were gone. She
Wow.
felt better. And then she said a few days later, she said, I had the fastest period, sorry to say that on live, I have ever had in my life. So it must have just vibrated everything out. 2 weeks later, she got pregnant,
Holy
and
cow.
she had her second child. And I went, oh my gosh.
Oh, how amazing is that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so
So yeah, I
cool.
know I've healed people, but just the situation. I live in a small town surrounded by cornfields. Nobody wants to drive a half an
Yeah,
hour, 45 minutes to my house.
so
So it's available, but I still do videos of my singing bowls.
yeah.
But I mainly just kind of got into tongue drums and hand pans, and I have two gongs over here too. I mean, I've got
You
beautiful
got it
gongs.
all, girl.
Oh, I do. You want a
Good.
quick I can do a quick tour real quick.
Sure.
All right. Well, let me put
I'm
the
up
stuff
for
down.
that.
I pretty much explained tuning forks and all of this. Well, let me get up with the tablet here. All right. Let's see what we got here. Ah,
Yay. Field trip.
all right. Can you see? All right. Let me go over here first. I gotta look down. There's some of my flutes,
Oh,
and I've got ocarinas. I've got I'm losing my light now. See, I got a bell collection. There it is. Got
wow.
bells, and back over here I got guitars, hand pan. I've got a lap harp, lap dulcimer. These are my sound instruments. So I've got bells and rattles, and I inherited. Let's see if I can get it right there. I inherited two maracas here recently from my uncle. He had
Oh,
maracas in his
cool.
house. And let's see, I've got one of
This
these.
really is a
I got
calling.
so yeah, I've got one of these drums. Now, can you see my singing
Wow.
bowls? Now, this is
Wow.
proof. This is proof I have about 60 singing bowls. They're all up in the
How
shelf.
amazing is that?
And then my
Wow.
wonderful husband made this PVC drums, and it's in tune. Oh, we
Wow.
had so much fun. It wasn't in tune. He'd have to cut it down a little bit more. And we got these things in tune. I'm going to try to get the camera. How's that?
Wow.
I'm trying to do it right. I'm sorry, folks. Yeah. So it's just so fun.
Wow.
So let's see. I got drums. Now you're talking about drums. Yes, I have a
Uh-huh.
lot of drums. And
So cool.
this is my drums section. I'm trying to get this camera right. Come on, camera. There's my gongs. You see my gongs. And
Amazing.
those yellow things are giant gourds. They're called calabash gourds, and people use them
Oh.
for drums. And I hooked them up
Oh,
to my microphones, my mics.
how cool is
So
that?
I'm gonna try to come in here. This is my little area. All right. Oops, you saw me. So I've got the gongs. I got a big drum down here. Got my gong. I've got
How
little
amazing is
shaker things. And you go around. Where's the camera? There you go. I got bongos. Now, if by chance I have one of my siblings in your chat, trying to find it there it is. There it is. I play anything. You see this little thing?
that is so cute. What is that?
Well, it's my grandma Jones's lid from one of her pots. Now, when they made pots and pans back in the early days, they sound
Mhm.
different. Check this baby out.
Holy cow.
Isn't that cool? So
Yes.
I hooked it up to a little banana, a little banana tree,
Oh my
and it's a little
gosh.
symbol.
This really is your calling. Dang,
It
holy
is.
cow.
Let me get back
I
here.
never would have thought about that. I would have been like, "Oh, it's an old lid without a pot." I would have
Yeah.
tossed it. I'm just saying because it's not my calling.
So
I
there's so many
wouldn't have
times I'm
known.
in my kitchen and I ding a little metal bowl and the girl's going, knock it off. And I said, but it sounds pretty. I said,
Like you're
could I
supposed to
add
be
it to my
cooking.
instruments?
I love it. I love it. I love it.
So yeah, you just got a quick little tour and I've got a keyboard and
That is so
the hand
cool.
pan is actually my absolute favorite. And if you don't know what a hand pan is,
I do
the
not.
drum that I was just playing, the African Jamaican drum.
Oh, yes, yes.
Okay.
That's what that
Well,
is.
these instruments 22 years ago is when they developed this hand pan. He went to one of those makers and he said, well, instead of having a bowl with the notes on the inside, like the Jamaican drums do, can you have two of them and put them together and have the notes on top and play it by hand? And that's what they did. They soldered two together. The notes are on top instead of in the bowl, and they developed a hand pan. And
Wow.
and now, I mean, I think the most I've seen was 30 notes on a hand pan. They normally was 8 or 9 notes. And so now they're just getting more notes. They're on the bottom, they're on the top, they have high notes. That's my absolute, it's 22 inches. It looks like a UFO. I've got this 22-inch giant thing on my lap, but that is my absolute favorite instrument now. But yeah, singing
Wow.
bowls is still a part of it, but now I have plenty of Native American flutes and I've got Chinese flutes, and I just keep going. I go on YouTube and I watch, okay, how do you play this? So I watch a few and learn how to play. I practice. I come up with a little medley, do a video, upload it. I'm going, okay, I'm done. So no, I'm not a professional. I'm not out for popularity. It was mainly for friends and family, to follow me. And I'm not out for popularity. I will not do a concert. I don't want people watching
Right.
me. And so
Yeah.
videos
It's
is different.
for
If there's criticism, hey, I don't know about it. They can just watch the videos and nobody's watching me play.
right, right, right. Yeah.
I've
So
lost Marty, believe it or not, I lost friends and would not want to talk to me because I started buying singing bowls. Because like you said,
isn't
because
that
they related it to
unbelievable?
the Buddhas and the monks. I'm going,
Yeah.
that's not
Because
what
I'm
it
not
is. It's
su
a musical instrument. And
yeah.
I even asked this one, I said, it helps I know she had sinusetics. And I said, it helps your sinusetics. You want me to place it on your head? Let me show you. Oh, no, no. She looked at me like I was putting a curse on her. And I
Isn't
went,
that I know.
sorry.
And these are tools, right?
Yes,
These are
yes.
tools. I
They're
mean,
instruments.
they're
Yes.
instruments, they're so I wanted to definitely before the show is over, let's talk about some of the interesting types of conditions. And you sent me a video
Of the
that
girl.
I was super yeah, it blew my mind how she was on the autism spectrum
Mm-hmm.
and had a very very severe case of being like just she wasn't able to like focus. She couldn't
Right.
focus. She was having a lot of trouble focusing. And yet, when they started using the bowls around her, she just was completely relaxed and like
Exactly.
just in the space.
That
Like
was
you
one of the
could
first
just see it.
videos I found when I was searching singing bowls. That was one of the first ones I came across. I bawled my
That
eyes out. I
blew my
cried and I cried.
mind. Yeah, that blew
And
my
so what
mind.
was happening with autism, they they can't focus on just one thing. It's bouncing around all over. That's why they hit their heads to get
Yeah,
that. Uh,
she was
yes.
doing that to herself.
And
Yeah.
but she could not speak at all, but she's
Yeah.
able to get on a keyboard on her tablet and type just like she was normal child. And so she explained, it calms my mind. And I don't remember exactly the words, but that's when I started bawling. It calms my mind so I can finally able to think clearly.
Yeah.
And then you saw her just relax and just
Yeah.
melt and just almost like
I
float because she was finally able to hear one thing instead of all
yeah,
these scattering things in their brain.
yeah,
It's an amazing video, and it's not a
yeah,
YouTube, it's another kinda link, so I'm not quite sure how
yeah,
I found
I'm
it
not
originally.
sure yeah, I'm not sure either, but it I was I mean, I never would have even thought that a singing bowl could do that for someone. I mean,
Mhm.
truly, I mean, maybe that's why some people think it's the devil's work or whatever,
Right,
because in a way,
right.
it is almost like a miracle. Like
It's
what they were
mesmerizing. Mhm.
yeah, and what they were able to do for her, and it's just like, when you see it, you kinda don't think, you don't you just don't think it's gonna have that effect on somebody, but it
Yeah.
does. It was
Well,
amazing.
a lot of school teachers are using them now also, like for nap
Oh,
time or
really?
rest time. Yes. And
Oh, to
so
kinda,
they
like,
are
let the
picking up on
class
that. The
calm
kids,
for
yes.
naps and
That
things. That's
yep, just
so
one
cool.
singing bowl, that tone just calms the kids down for a while. So it's yeah, it's amazing. I'm just so glad that I came across these little singing bowls, and I'm not into Buddhism or like I said, I've had Christian friends look at me like, "What are you getting into?" And I'm going, "They're musical instruments, nothing
Exactly.
wrong with that."
Yeah. I mean, I feel like in this day and age, I mean, I don't know why anybody wouldn't at least give it a try, or at
Right,
least
right.
you know what I mean? Like, why not? It's not I can think of 10 other things that, are probably really bad for us that everybody does every day. You know what I mean? Like, how
Yeah,
about brushing your teeth with, toothpaste that has fluoride in it? That's super bad
yep,
for you. And I'll bet you
exactly.
almost everybody watching my show right now does it. Well, I don't know, maybe not, but
No,
maybe not, but I'm just but I mean, just something simple like that, like,
exact right.
but people don't realize how bad fluoride is for you and how much of it is in your toothpaste that you don't even need,
And the fluoride treatment the dentist
and
did
the
to our children.
water. Yeah.
Yeah,
So just things like that, like, I don't I've gotten to a point in my life where I'm really going or trying hard to not use the mainstream stuff.
yeah.
To you know what I mean? I'm really trying hard to not go that route. I mean, with my back recently, I did have to have a series of injections. I had to do that. It has helped. Has it completely gone? No.
Mm,
I think I'm about 70% there though.
okay.
But I tried so many other things before that, going that route. And I hated that I had to, but I had to, you know?
Right.
Um,
Sometimes you have to.
yeah.
Well, and I
But
think that's why people are turning to tuning forks and the Hertz and these singing bowls
yes.
that, what they're doing, with the
Mhm.
fluoride and, stuff,
Yeah.
dumbing us down. They don't want
That
our
is
gifts,
so
yeah, they
true.
don't want our gifts to develop. So they're trying to dumb us down purposely. But these tuning forks and singing bowls and
Mhm.
meditation and just
Yeah.
raising your energy and vibration, it's counteracting that. It's
'Cause
getting away from all that. You are
mhm.
increasing and your gifts are
Yeah.
increasing, and stay away from all that kind of stuff. And we
Mhm.
all have intuitive gifts. We
Oh,
all
I
can have
agree.
these abilities.
I am right there with you,
Hmm.
sister. Like, I am on board with that 100%. Like, just I mean, when I found out that, like, fluoride, affects your
Yeah.
your pineal gland, I'm like, "Oh, well, that would make sense." And I agree with
Hmm.
you. I really do think that some of these things that are in our world right now are here to keep us, like you said, dumbed down
Yeah,
so that we're not able to open up and really completely fully live our abilities. I do believe that. Call
I
me a
agree.
conspiracy theorist all day long, but I do believe it. I do.
Yep, I
'Cause
love rabbit holes.
there's ancient knowledge. There's ancient knowledge that we are losing on a
Right.
daily basis. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have any idea how the pyramids were built. It's a knowledge that was lost to us. And
Hmm.
now here we are in our time, and we're losing the same kind of things. I mean, in another 10 years, you know what I mean? I mean, we're losing trades. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
trades. People
Well, people don't
are
realize singing bowls have actually been around for thousands of years. This is
yes.
not something new. This used to be healing and therapy,
Mhm,
and
mhm,
they are used for many reasons.
yep,
They just got toned down, and the knowledge was gone. Now
mhm,
I'm just so glad that all these things are coming back. You got essential oils. You've got I
yes.
make homemade herbal tinctures because I don't like man-made medicine. I
Mhm,
don't trust man-made medicine. I stay away from it. I've got herbal tinctures, dandelion, catnip, all this stuff are healing effects.
mhm, yep.
And just to get away from the garbage. You don't know what's in that
Yeah,
cough medicine, anymore that's
so
in the store.
so
So yeah,
true. Absolutely. It's I think that, when we started kind of waking up to the fact that our food has poisons in
yep,
it, everything we
yep.
eat on a daily basis is so bad for us and keeps us so unhealthy, and it's so expensive to eat healthy that a lot of us sometimes can't even afford to eat healthy because the cheaper option is the one that has less meat, more preservatives, makes us
Hmm.
sicker. Like, because I got diagnosed with fibromyalgia, and
Mm,
someone had told me that and I was having so much trouble with my joints, and I was so, so sick, and I just, like, nothing was working, and it was like the doctor put me on this and that, and nothing was working. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try this caveman diet because I've
mm,
heard
mhm.
that if
I've
I
done
get
it.
off the
Mhm,
carbs,
mhm.
that my joints are gonna feel better. And in 30 days, in 30 days, I had no joint pain for the first time in probably 7 years at that point.
It's
And
a lot in our food.
I eat weird. A lot of people look at me like I'm crazy, like I'm the girl that orders just the cheeseburger, like, just the burger, don't give me the bun, you know what I mean?
Mhm,
Like, and I don't trust your
mhm.
veggies, so I don't need anything like that, I'll just have yeah. Yeah, I'm that girl.
Yep, same
I'm the
here.
girl that doesn't really eat white potatoes, I'm the girl that orders the sweet potato fries, that's this
Same
girl,
here.
you
Yeah.
know? I'm weird, but I've when I eat bad, I'm so sick. I am
Mhm.
so I have no energy. I feel zapped. I feel awful, just awful. So it has a lot to do with how we feel and
Yeah.
what we're putting in our bodies.
No, I agree. Several years ago, I was quite a bit heavier. And I tried this diet, that diet, this diet, all those fads, and
Mhm.
nothing was working, nothing was helping. And I
Right.
learned about the caveman diet. So it was similar to that, but I just went through the only snacks I had was gluten free. I ate nuts.
Yep.
I drank water and
Yep.
tea, no soda. There was no sugar at all. Now, when I crave sugar, I want the dark chocolate. Once I started doing that, no breading, like you said, just
Yep.
have the hamburger, do a baked chicken or baked fish without breading, I
Yep.
start dropping pounds. And
Yep.
I lost 65 pounds, and I have kept it off these last, I think, 5 or 6 years just by trying to eat healthy. It's not a
Mhm.
diet, it's a
No,
lifestyle
a
change.
lifestyle choice.
Yes.
Absolutely. It is a
Mhm.
complete lifestyle change. You have to
And I
really
didn't do
think about it.
exercises. I didn't, sweat myself and do the
Mhm.
treadmill. It was just what I ate, and
Yep.
I started dropping the pounds.
Me too. I lost 100 pounds.
So it's mainly gluten. A lot
Yep.
of it, anything that's gluten. And if it's gluten-free snack, I can eat all I want. You didn't get, and it's so I found
Yep.
the key. And I went, okay, I'm going to
Yeah,
eat
me
healthy.
too. That's what
Hmm.
happened. That's what happened. Because it just made me feel good. Like, when you actually get completely pain-free,
Yeah.
and then if you go back and have a soda or you go, it doesn't you can eat in moderation that way, right? But if you completely start eating tons of sugar again and tons
Yeah.
of bread again and tons of gluten and tons of I'm telling you right now,
Hmm.
it um uh, 48 hours and watch how quick your pain comes back.
I
48
agree.
hours.
And if you get a little bit of that sugar, that's all you need. And it's like quitting
Yep.
cigarettes and having that small little, and you're right back into that sugar.
Yep. Yep.
It's
100%.
very addicting. Yep. And
Yep.
that's what I did. No sodas. It was mainly water. If I had tea, it
Water,
was
water.
unsweet tea. And
I was drinking, yeah, me too, unsweet, and I don't put
yeah,
sugar in my coffee. It
same
took me
here.
a
Yeah.
while. I
Black
will
coffee.
say, I what I did with coffee though, here's my thing. This is how I did it because I was like I had to have sweet like coffee. So here's what I did. Every single day, I just used a little less
Yeah.
and a little less and a
Hmm.
little less. And it took me like 2 months to get completely no sugar in my coffee. I still use like a non-dairy cream, but,
Hmm.
I can't drink black coffee, it kills me. I can't do it. It just is like
That's me. I
it's
love
just
black coffee. It's got
so
to
I
be
just use a
dark and black.
non-dairy creamer, but I'm telling you though, getting off that sugar out of my coffee, that was one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. That was so hard to do, but a little at a time and a little at a time, and I just got used to not, okay, it tastes like this. Okay, now it's gonna
Hmm.
a little less, and now it's gonna taste like that, and it was a big process for me, but I did it.
Well, that's the same with losing weight. Everybody thinks, oh, within a couple months I can lose it.
Yeah,
It took me 2.5 years.
yeah,
Even if you
yeah.
lose
I think mine was slow.
yes, it's very
Mine was
slow. And if
slow.
you lose 2 pounds a
Yeah,
month, don't be upset. You're still reaching
yeah.
that goal. It has to be little by
But you know what?
little by little and keep getting used to it. 2.5 years it took me.
Yep, and I didn't focus on the weight. I kept
Right.
focusing on how good my body felt. That's what was I was
Energy.
yeah, like I was
Yeah.
just kinda tricking my mind. Like I wasn't like I literally set out to do this to get out of pain, chronic
Hmm.
pain. And my youngest brother died of a drug overdose.
Mm,
So pain
sorry.
medication for me is very like
Hmm.
last resort, right? And it was like, okay, this is what they're suggesting I do is just kind of just do this and just be in pain all the time or take all these, you know what I mean? And I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. And I just focused on my pain level. And every single day I kept, like kind of keeping like a little journal, like, okay, today my pain level is this. Today, the next day, my pain level is this. And then I just over that 30-day period, I started at a 10, and at the end of my 30 days, I was at a 0. I had
Yeah.
no pain, 0 pain. So for me, it was like, okay, should I if I eat that, I know what's gonna happen to me.
Hmm.
I'm gonna be in pain. I don't wanna be in pain, so I'm not gonna eat that. So that was what kept me on track. I didn't even care if I ever lost a pound. It was like, I need to get out. So, yeah, it's important. It's important to just pay attention to what we put in our bodies and like
Right.
you with the sounds and using that to also continue to heal us when we're,
Hmm.
even when we're eating right. It's like these natural amazing things are out there for us to just find and just that's why I love doing these kind of shows. That's why I was
Yeah, I
driving
love
you
it.
crazy.
I
I'm like,
love it.
"Dang, I need you on my show."
I've learned so much just by watching you. I've been on YouTube for so many years, and I've been in people's chats, and a lot of times you might have one mod say hi, but it's just like they ignored you and you weren't in there. And then this past that's
Mhm.
been a little over a year now that I've come across, Jessica and then you, and then you see everyone in the same chat,
Mhm.
and it's a
It's a family.
yeah, it's a net, it's a huge, huge, huge family. But I've learned
Mhm.
so much by watching all these YouTubes, just by listening to their guests,
Yep.
listening to what their experiences. And then I find out, whoa, they're experiencing the same thing as me.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
why I finally came out, and I first found out, like, I don't want to be on Marty's show. I've never been on TV before. No, 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 no. And so it's fine. It's just like you and I are talking on a video chat. And I'm sorry, Chad.
Exactly.
I don't have chat up. I'm just looking at Marty and I can't see the chat. I'll read chat later. I love you all. Thank you for being here.
Exactly.
I just
If
want to
anybody
concentrate
has
on the show.
Yeah, we've got about 10 minutes left. So
Oh,
if
okay.
anybody in the chat has questions for Jane, put them all in caps and then I'll put them on the screen and
Yep. I'll
we
try to answer
will,
them.
yeah, and we'll go to answering those. Yeah, I mean, thank you so much for being here, Jane, because like I'm telling you, like it's for me, this was you know, amazing for me because I know the healing power of when I just listen to it,
Hmm.
just through my earbuds, right? Like I feel it. You still feel it in your body,
Yeah.
but yeah. So I got to see if I can find somebody local down here that does
There,
it. I'm sure that
that's
there
what.
are people who do it. I'm
That's what I was
sure.
going to say to you and the chat. Even though I'm in this teeny tiny little town out of nowhere,
Yeah.
big cities do look it up. It's vibrational sound therapy. It could be just singing bowl therapy. I don't know what they're calling it, but I've seen these videos on YouTube. That's how I found out about singing bowls. There is people out there doing it, and they're probably in larger cities. And
Vibrational sound
my yeah,
therapy.
yeah, or vibrational massage therapy. There's so many different ways that they could have their title, and they don't
Right.
have to have a doctor degree or a certificate or anything like that. All you need is if you learn how to do a singing bowl and sing it, you don't need certified. You could just, help your friends and your family and put
Oh,
that bowl on there and, help them.
so Brown Dwarf has a question. He wants to know if you've used the bowls for ET or Sasquatch contact.
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
And have you had
Since
success?
everyone knows that I am Mrs. Midwest, a lot of those videos are mine. And yes, my husband works until he walks in at midnight. So I mean, he's gone. I'm in the backyard. I do these tuning forks. I do the tuning pipes. I do singing bowls, hand pan, Native American flutes, drums, you name it. I've been experimenting in the backyard. And I don't know if that is what's drawing the little lights in the sky that power up. I am experiencing some Sasquatch, thanks to Robin McCrae. I've talked to her on the phone a few times, and yeah, she's verified
Robin's
that.
amazing.
Yes,
Robin is so amazing.
she pretty much verified some things that has been happening the last couple of years. And I think they're out in my barn once in a while because my goats let me know. And it's weird because my two goats, all they want is food. When I go in and go inside their part of the gate, they're all over me. Mom, where's my food? Where's my food? But
Right.
when this was happening, towards the last and summer and fall, they're looking in the corner. They got weird eyes anyway, but they're looking in the corner. And I want,
Yeah.
Clyde, what's the matter? Don't you want food? Normally it goes, mom, 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 chasing me. No, they're both looking. I went, okay, is there a skunk? And, something. So I go over there. I don't see anything. Don't see any holes underneath the doors.
Yeah.
But then I'm just, Robin said, yeah, they're out there. And she
They're
said,
out
they do
there.
like your chicken eggs and make sure that you specify, don't take all my eggs.
Yeah, right?
Because they've done that to Robin. So yes, I have experienced just being watched
Yeah.
in the backyard, and I haven't seen them, but I am having
You know they're
squeaks.
there. You know they're
It's
there.
almost like an old antique barn hinge. You hear the "Eek." Well, Duke
Oh.
from World Bigfoot Radio, he verified it too. And Robin did say, yeah, they
Mhm.
started giggling, went, yeah, we like squeaking at her.
That's funny.
So I don't know if it's the stinging bowls or what it is, but
Well,
that is my brother right here that you popped up.
oh, well,
Hi,
hi, Jane's
Tom.
brother. Hi,
It's my
Tom.
big brother.
Welcome.
Uh,
Welcome to the
Do our
channel.
pets respond to frequencies differently than humans? I don't know how to answer that. I think we're all different. Even humans
Mm,
experience and respond differently. If you think about it,
yeah.
one person won't go, oh, I don't feel that. Then someone else goes, oh my gosh, it's so
That
soothing.
made him. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
So Actually, well, when I had my music room upstairs and I was in there playing singing bowls, I'd open up the door and I'd have like 5 cats outside the door going, "Oh, what are you doing in there?" It might have been drawing them. You know, they probably do love it also.
Amber has a really good question. How does a metal singing bowl differ from a crystal one when it comes to spirit?
Good
Good.
question, Amber. Hi, Amber. She's another one
Oh,
of my friends. I just love her
she's
show.
amazing, right?
I was going to talk about that. I don't have one crystal singing bowl.
No?
And nope, I do not have one crystal singing bowl. Some people love them. My
They're
opinion, what I
super
was doing,
expensive, though. They're
I wanted
even
they're
whew,
expensive. Yeah.
yeah.
I wanted the vibration and stuff. Now, I have heard a story, and this was a store owner that she said, "You got to be careful with these crystal singing bowls." She got that little booger going, right? And the
Uh-huh.
frequency, that thing cracked. It
Wow.
cracked. And they do break, if you do drop them. And
Mhm.
my opinion, some of them are frosty. You've seen some of the clear ones,
Yeah,
you've seen some of the frosty. I
right.
don't like it's just my opinion. I'm sorry if anyone does have the crystal ones. I don't like the chalky sound like that. I want, you can hear,
Yeah, right.
I want the smooth tone coming out.
Yeah, it is a
So
different
yeah.
it definitely they definitely have a different kind of, like, vibration and different kind of tone and a
Mhm.
different yeah, they do.
They do sing well, but once again, if you hit that just like a seven metal, that's going to shut up before that seven metal. But when it goes to spirit, I can't answer if the crystal signables make a difference compared to the
Yeah.
metal ones. So I'm not sure, Amber. I really can't answer that one.
Well, I think you did a pretty good job, though.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I tried to answer it. Yes.
Yeah, I know, I think you're doing a great job. I'm so thankful for you, and I appreciate you, Jane, I do, I really
Well, I
do, like,
appreciate
you
you,
guys,
Marty.
even, like, you and your husband, like, and, like, you guys just message me, and I don't know, it must be some, like, sometimes I think it's, like, an intuitive thing sometimes where
Hmm.
somebody will just, like, message me, and then I'll just be like I'll be having a moment, one of those moments,
Yeah.
and it's like, that really helped.
Well, I was gonna say, I've watched Jessica the Cryptid Huntress for a long, long time, and
Yeah.
that's how I found Amber. And eventually, I think I found you through Amber or Jessica. And it's been many, many months that I've watched your show. But the first time I watched your show, there was such a connection. Like I've known you forever.
Yeah, it feels
It's
that
just
way, right?
yes, and it's just like the friendships just they've just
I
been falling
know,
into place. I don't know these
I
people. I
know.
we're more friends with the people that have YouTube channels than actually the people on chat. I know the people
Same.
on chat, but on a
Yeah,
personal level, I don't have their text numbers. I mean, I've been talking to quite a few people through text or messenger,
yeah.
and yet there was something about you, like,
Oh, thank
I've
you.
known you for a long time, and the
I
friendship is just
know.
so close.
It's so just like that's how I feel like with Amber too. Like I like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, actually how Matt and I met Amber was through Connor, was through
Oh,
Bigfoot
okay.
Anon, like, that's how we met Amber, and he's like, "Oh, you gotta check out my friend Amber." You know what I mean? It was just
Mm-hmm.
like, like, it just I don't know, like, I feel like the universe, the creator, what anybody wants to call whatever it is, their power, their thing,
Right.
whatever it is, he's putting together these people. He's putting all of
Mm-hmm.
us together. And Jessica, I know I've said it here a million times. I know Jessica said it. It's our soul tribe. Like it is
Yeah.
who we are supposed to be
Mm-hmm.
together with.
Exactly.
And we're supposed to learn. And we're supposed to learn from each other. And then we're supposed to go out and we're supposed to spread that
And support each other.
and support and encourage each
Mhm.
other. Yeah. But most of all, it's all about love and kindness. Spread love and
Exactly.
kindness.
Yeah.
Love and kindness, love and kindness, love and kindness. I think people probably are a little annoyed with me that I do every single day. Well, the last couple days because I was out of town. Sorry, guys, and I haven't had time to make any. But I mean, I try every single day to put something. I post it on my Instagram, I post it on Facebook, and I always post it on my channel some
Hmm.
kind of something positive,
Right.
something that people can go, wow, that resonated with me,
Well,
and
I just hope.
I'm so all about it. Like love and kindness, love and kindness, love and kindness.
Mhm. I just
Mhm.
hope more people actually heal themselves, help themselves. Don't be a victim.
Yes.
Everyone's gone through hurt. Everyone gone through past. You
So
need healed from it. You can't stuff it and bury it because it's like a splinter in your hand. It's just going to get more pussy and infected. But
yeah.
don't be you have to be a survivor. You got to stand up and wipe the dust off your feet, move on, learn from that. So that's
Yep.
why we're here. If you don't learn from it, you go, oh, everybody's picking on me. Nobody likes me. Well, you're not going to learn
Mhm.
anything in life.
That's
And
right.
you're definitely not going to raise your frequency and vibration and get your intuitive gifts to open up more. So that's my
Mhm.
encouragement to everyone. Don't be a pity party person and sit on your
Amber
fingers and
says,
say, I'm a
"Preach it,
victim.
sister."
Thanks, Amber. I just love you, Amber. Oh my goodness.
True.
We had to do this again and have Amber pop on with us. That would be a fun show.
Absolutely. We
Yes.
will let's do that. Let's
And we
set
could
that
talk about
up.
paranormal. Yeah, talk about our paranormal experiences.
Yes,
Hey, how
let's
about it,
do that.
Amber? Huh? 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 You want to come join us next time? Please, pretty please.
Absolutely.
That would be a fun show, and we can get
Yeah.
into the paranormal and the things that I've been experiencing and the weird things that have been happening to my husband on video. And maybe she
Yeah,
can
well,
pick up on
let's take a minute and talk about that if you wanna
yeah,
talk
maybe
about
she can pick up on something
because I
that,
definitely
what's
wanna
going
do because
on?
before we leave, I mean, I before we were gonna say goodbye, I was gonna say, "Okay, we need to promote your channel because I want all
Yeah.
y'all anybody who watches my channel, I want all y'all to go to their channel, and I think, Gary, I think you've been putting the link in the chat, I think tonight.
Okay.
Um, it's
Midwest Night
West Night Watchers.
Watchers.
I wanna
Yep,
make
that
sure
is both
didn't
of
wanna
our
get that wrong.
channels. Yeah,
Midwest Night
mine
Watchers.
is Chi-Rho Sounds. Chi-Rho. I don't care how you pronounce it. Yeah. But yes, Midwest Night Watchers channel. Carol's been co-hosting on William Nighthawk's show, and
Mhm.
last night we were on Texas Front Porch, and oh my goodness, I mean, they don't have shows. They just get on and go all these different directions, and everyone's laughing. And they called it a train
Fun.
wreck last night. It was hilarious. Well, they ended up talking about we had Steve Stockton on the other night, and he was talking about fairies. And once Steve left, because he had to go do another show and stuff, because he's so busy. My guy's got like 5 YouTube channels. But anyway, he left and we started talking just to end our show. And I see this little thingy, something just float behind Carol's head. And I went, I just saw something else behind you. And he went, no, not again, because something happened that morning on William Nighthawk's show. So Tex and them got into it last night and broke it down in slow mode. And we don't know what this crazy thing is. It doesn't look like a orb. It reminds me of Jessica's little feathers she had on one of her shows, but it
Mhm.
shot out of the gun picture and went up and looked like a hair. And then when it went down, it almost looked like a fairy. You can kind of see the wings kind of whip up and went down behind them. And we're all just
Wow.
going, what is that? So then we're rewatching it last night before we go to bed. And an hour and I think it's 8 minutes and like 33 seconds. This time it's an actual, or he's talking about this on the show. And he said, well, it never came back again. And all of a sudden, you see over like the black and white quilt, you see this orb and it shoots out of the little quilt and goes up towards that gun picture. And I went, that was an orb. So we rewound and watched that last night. Sent a message to Tex and Jason and Brandy and said, guess what happened on this show? That was their show. So I don't know what's going on. I don't feel any bad feelings. I really don't. This place is protected so much, and I have no fear of anything. I get a broom and chase everything out. But
There you
so
go.
I don't know what they are, but we've been having things happen on our live shows, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
So I would love to talk, see if Amber can pick up on anything. Like, I don't know. Was it a fairy? Don't know. Gee, which state are you in? I am in Illinois, central Illinois, right on the Illinois River, and I'm surrounded by bean and cornfields.
And I grew up in Central Indiana, so there we
Okay.
go. We're,
Yep.
like that. I grew up like, I tell everybody all the time, I'm like, "Yeah, I grew up in the cornfields of Indiana." Like, that's where I
Yep.
grew up. Yeah.
And we grew up in the cornfields and played in them, and I
Yep.
still do.
Oh my gosh.
My farmer, the guy who
See,
connects the owner of this field behind us, that's where I get this
uh,
view. He's out there tilling and stuff, and I know probably tomorrow or so he's going to plant. Now, last year was beans. Everyone did beans because of that fertilizer problem.
oh,
They
okay.
couldn't afford, they couldn't afford fertilizer last year. So hopefully he's doing corn this year because I will. He's got enough corn. I don't think he won't care, but I go in there when it's like half growing and I start knocking them down and I make mazes. So when they get really tall, I already have this maze already made in this cornfield. And so
Oh my
hopefully it's not beans this year, but I'm
Amber
excited.
says she's most likely going to a Paracon in Indiana in September. So cool. So maybe you can meet
Oh,
her. That's
yep.
cool.
Indiana's not that far away. And I can't really do
Mm,
over the road trips and be gone. I do have 50 plus chickens
these
and 2 goats and quite a few cats,
animals.
too many cats, and a dog that has never been apart from us. And she sleeps in the middle of us every single night. So I can go to places, but these
Can relate.
conferences, I don't have anyone to take care of all of our animals. But yeah, I
Yeah.
really wish I could go to some of these. But if I can just go to like a day event, I would love to go to just a day event.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I can meet Amber, and yeah, that would be great. Now, LBL, no,
Right.
if you guys have a trip down to LBL, I am not joining you. No,
Well, Krista and Brandy have invited me.
I
Um,
know.
and I have always said I would never go to the LBL. I've
I
always said that.
know.
And I have no idea why all of a sudden
You want to.
I want to go. And it's strange because it's like I know that like I don't know why. I honestly don't know why I've changed my mind, but I
Hmm.
just feel like a pull,
Yeah.
and I'm not 100% sure kind of what it's about. But you know how sometimes when you're intuitive, sometimes you're not sure why
Hmm.
you're supposed to do something. You know what I mean? Like where
Yeah.
sometimes you don't know why you're supposed to do something. You just kind of follow your gut, right? And you're like, I know I'm supposed to do this, but I'm not sure why, but I know I'm supposed to do it. And then you
Hmm.
just do it. And usually something beautiful comes out of it.
Right. And it's not fear of going to LBL. It's just I
I w-
I don't know. My backyard can be weird enough, let alone going to the LBL.
I was fearful, very fearful, like terrified. Like I'm never gonna go to the LBL. No way, no way, no way, no way. And then all of a sudden it was like, now I'm like, I want to go to the LBL. I don't know why.
Are you guys planning a trip?
Well, they go ever so often, so I kinda wanted to see how my back would do over this
Oh
weekend.
yeah. Yeah.
So I'm kind of like I'm kind of figuring it out of when a good time for me to go. But I've also, I've been wanting to go to Gatlinburg, the conference in Gatlinburg, and
Mm,
I thought, that's probably I went to the one in Ocala. That's probably the only other one that I really, really wanna go to. And I'm like, I could probably do that, the Gatlinburg one. And then I don't know, maybe the LBL, maybe later in the year, maybe when it cools off and it's a little cooler. So
cools
I don't
off.
know.
Yeah. I mean, I think things are still shut down right now, isn't it?
I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
something's been going on the last few weeks. They've been shutting down trails and things, and
Oh, they have. I didn't
yeah,
hear that. I didn't know that.
they didn't
Huh.
know if there were roundings. I don't know what was really going on. Yeah, so I'm not sure if it's fully opened again, but this was a couple weeks ago. Yeah, so
Hmm.
that's a different place to go.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know. If I go to
Ah.
the LBL, everybody will know, and because I will be sending out I'll be the chick that sends out the Facebook like prayer request. Heading to the
Yeah.
LBL.
Yeah.
Pray for
Pray
me.
for me. Yep. Nice knowing you.
I love you all.
Yeah. Love you all.
See you on the other
I-
side. That'll be
oh my.
Jane. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Well,
I mean,
thank you for asking me.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
again, guys, go subscribe to their channels. You won't be disappointed.
Yeah.
Their channel is really, really, really good. Like, you know, for two people who are like, oh, we don't want to do a channel. Holy cow, they're rocking it over there.
We've been
Not only
having
are they
fun.
rocking it, but they've got amazing topics, amazing people, and yeah, get over there and subscribe to their channel. Make sure you hit that
Yep.
notification bell, like and comment
And share and
and share.
subscribe. Hit that
Exactly.
like button, abduct the subscribe button, all that thing that everybody else says around here. Yep. Well,
Exactly.
thank you. I'm like I said, I'm not in chat. I'm normally in chat, modding your chat. So, it's just kind of hard I don't know how these
I
people do
know.
that. They know exactly what's going on. They read every single comment, plus they do a show and talk. I'm going,
Yeah, I
I
don't know how
can't.
they
I
do
had to
it.
ignore chat tonight and just talk to you like you and I are on the phone.
Yep, exactly. Except now we have the video chat thing, which is even better. Like I
Yeah,
can't even,
I love it. Yeah. It
it's
used
the
to be
best
a
thing.
Zoom thing. Now everybody's doing
Yeah.
StreamYard.
Yeah,
Mhm.
which is great. Well, unless you're like me, I pay for it. I have to pay for it at this point. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'll get to 1,000 subscribers at some point, and then I won't have to pay for StreamYard anymore. But well, who cares? I don't care. I could care less.
Yeah, but when you get to 1,000, then you start losing subscribers because YouTube does that to people. Right?
It is funny. They do that, right? Like when I was
Yeah.
trying to get to 500, it was like us. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so close. All of a sudden, I lose 5. Oh, I'm so close. I did.
Mhm.
It was back and forth. It goes back. Now I pay no attention. Nope, no
I've seen
attention.
I've seen likes disappear on some of my videos. How can you lose likes? Now, subscribers, okay, I understand that. People might be leaving. I've noticed some because I write them down once in a while. I'm thinking, how do you lose likes on a video?
That's so
You
crazy.
can't. I mean,
That's
so
so
yeah, they
weird.
mess with your channels and
They
everything. And I just
do.
go, oh well, I'm not out for popularity anyway. If somebody finds my channel, they find me, and
That's
they're
right.
meant to.
That's
That's
right,
that's
and they
how
are
I
meant
see it.
to, and that's
Hmm.
exactly how I see it, like, they're
Yeah,
meant to. They're
yeah.
meant to be there, they're meant to be in my chat, they're meant to be on
Hmm.
my show. Whatever show it is that they're literally listening to tonight, tomorrow, next week, whenever it is, it's
Right.
the show that was meant for them to hear.
Hmm.
And that's why I love to have so many different people and different things and different subjects, and not just all about Sasquatch or just all
Yeah.
about
Right.
dogman or just all about, you know, like spirit and what, like, I like it all. And I want to
It's
bring
all connected.
all of it.
Yes.
Yeah. Cause
Hmm.
it's all connected. Whether, maybe somebody doesn't realize it today, but eventually they're going to figure out, just like me, just like you, just like so
Right.
many other people right now in the world. We're all figuring it out that it's all connected.
Hmm.
So we'll
Like I
just,
was sharing with you earlier, I left the church scene many, many years ago, but I still believe,
Mhm.
but I've always believed in Sasquatch and Bigfoot. So I see myself as a supernatural, paranormal, conspiracist Christian. You add,
Bam!
you
You
add
go,
all of
girl.
it together. It's all one. It's just all connected. You cannot have just the Bible and go, oh, UFOs are demons. No, there's UFOs are in the Bible. So you have to put everything together and it makes more sense.
It's
It really does.
all connected.
Hmm.
It's all circular. It's just,
I agree, sister.
yep. Okay, I'm
Uh,
gonna take you down. Will you wait for
okay.
me
All right.
backstage? Okay, don't go
Bye,
anywhere.
everybody. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you. Wasn't that fun, guys? Like, I learned so much, right? Like, you just never know. You just never know how one person can change your life and could change how many other lives, right? Like I said, love and kindness. It's all about love and kindness. Spread love and kindness. Um, thank you guys for being here tonight. I just I just want to say thank you for everybody that has been praying for me, because I really do believe that your prayers helped a lot, tremendously. Um, and I also want to thank everybody who was praying for my little girl Bree, my little dog. Thank you guys so much for that. She's done amazing. Her surgery went so well. She had her follow-up today. They took out the stitches. We got the biopsies back. No cancer. Like she's 13 for goodness sakes. And she's walking around like she's a month old. Like I can't tell you. She literally like trots around now. She's literally like got some pep to her step. Thank you guys all and for praying for her because it was, it was kind of scary. She's got heart condition and a lot of underlying issues, and we really just didn't know how it was going to go. And thank you guys for praying for her, and thank you guys for praying for me. And I will see you guys next week. I do not have a guest booked next week, but I have a couple of ideas of some people that I can maybe persuade to come on. So we'll see what happens. So stay tuned next week. I will see you guys um, next Tuesday, 8 o'clock. Thank you guys so much. And now I have to go and I'm out of practice. Sorry. And now I got to find my outro. Thank you guys for hanging around. I love you guys. See you next week.